The Anishinaabe Business Professional Association sent a letter last month to Ontario Minister of Public and Business Services Delivery and Procurement Stephen Crawford. It states the group's strategic review of the Buy Ontario Act found its definition of an Ontario business favors southern, urban, and non-Indigenous entities. Jason Razovich is the association's president.
Part of it are the issues around the definition of an Ontario business. We're seeing that this requires 250 employees for it to be headquartered with a Southern Ontario focus. Shows that it favors factories that may be based in Toronto, and it doesn't reflect the realities of the North, like Thunder Bay, and the small, medium enterprises such as Indigenous businesses.
Among the recommendations made by the association is a 5% Indigenous procurement target and an updating of the definition of an Ontario business to recognize First Nations and Métis enterprises. Landon Jourdain, a senior business consultant with Fort William First Nation-based Wawano Consultancy, says the act represents a step in the wrong direction on the path to reconciliation.
Canada as a whole and the provinces have been touting reconciliation for years now, but then go and pass legislation where they openly say they didn't consider First Nations communities or the North as a whole. And I feel like Northern Ontario tends to get marginalized consistently by Southern Ontario because, we're out of sight, out of mind, I suppose.
Razovich adds leaving out the Indigenous business community ignores a major economic driver in the North.
One of the studies that we released last January showcased that Indigenous businesses and the Indigenous spend in the city of Thunder Bay, for example, contributes $1.5 billion to the region, and it provides a direct and indirect opportunity and is a main driver of our economy here in the city.
Since issuing its letter to the province, the association has received the support of the Anishinaabe Nation in its call for changes to the Buy Ontario Act. Razovich hopes this support will get the attention of Ontario Premier Doug Ford. Mike McDonald, APTN National News, Thunder Bay.